My Family Got Next. I'm your host, Cassandra Ferguson, and I got... That's the shoulders.
Hey, I'm Tony Ferguson.
I'm Devin Phillips.
I'm Shantre Phillips. Shanika Gibson. Essence Perkins.
Tony Ferguson Jr.
So we are just so eager to be back with you guys today, especially about this conversation, because it hits home for me. I know it hits home for Essence and Dev. And of course, the two-parent households can kind of be the balancing of it. But we're going to be talking about growing up in a single-parent household versus having two parents, right?
Yeah.
And it is a difference.
Yeah.
I would say it is a difference. I know people don't like to hear that because some people say I can do it all or I'm fine, but there is a difference because I grew up in the single-parent household. So one of the, and these are myths. It's often said that girls don't respect men when their fathers are not present. I'm going to say this. I have always respected men. I didn't trust them. So it wasn't a matter of respect because I still had a grandfather in my life. But it was always a place where I had to learn how to trust or not even feel like at some moment they may leave. It's almost like that abandonment spirit for me. Like at some moment, are you going to leave?
Right.
Yeah.
Or are you going to do this? Are you going to do that? Because it was what I saw,
Right.
Okay. How do you feel about that question, Essence?
So I would agree with the whole, it's not that we don't respect. I think for me, it was more so of seeing the value in a man when you have, a single mom that's doing everything, literally everything. And I'm the oldest, so I was like the second mom. So if it wasn't my mother getting it done, I was getting it done for everyone in the house as well. So it was almost like, well, what do you need a man for? If I could do it, I got it, we got it.
Okay, yeah, that's a real
That's-
place.
yeah.
That's a real place. So what about the girls that grew up with the man?
Yeah, I definitely don't think that is true at all because my husband, you grew up in a single parent household
Yep.
without your dad being, there.
Yeah.
And I think I respect you.
Yeah. Most definitely. Most definitely. 100%.
I think I respect you, and I think you never gave off any type of other demeanor than, I don't want to say you demand respect, but just the way you carry yourself. Your whole I don't know if it's aura, but you always carry yourself in a way where I feel like you should be respected.
Yeah, and I think that the notion of growing up with a single mom and not having that father figure around is I don't think it's correct. I feel like it's all about the situation that you're in. So I know with me growing up, single mom, single household, but respect was always something that I was based on growing up. Always had to respect women. Always had to just seeing my mom and seeing how she went through life. I always wanted to be that man, like to cover her. Even though I was a child, I seen my mom going out working, providing. I never lacked. I never had to ask for something. It was always there for me. So it was always a protection type of thing over my mom and a covering that I felt like it was installed in me as a young age. So me growing up made me do it even more, so that when I had a wife and I had a woman in my life, that I would treat her as the same. So
You would be her protector.
I would be her protector, the provider. I would be, I want to say probably what my mom didn't have for my wife. So it just translated.
So basically, you said you're gonna be in that spot
Yeah.
that your mother didn't have for her.
Right.
So you're gonna do what it is for a husband to be with his wife.
Yeah.
Now, I was just thinking about something. What you said about your mom. Now, my question is, when y'all have like a single mom family, do you guys try to assist in getting them a partner or something like that? Have you ever tried
How you
that?
feel like that? It's like,
Matchmaker?
oh, you don't want
Trying
nobody.
to be a matchmaker?
You were, I guess, content with the situation.
So I always wanted basically my mom and my dad to work out. I always pushed for that. But you know, they had that situation, so that never happened. But my mom, once she got married, she actually got married, and I didn't take it well at first.
Yeah.
I didn't take it well at
That's
first.
why I was trying to figure out how
Yeah.
it would.
And I thought it wasn't gonna be like, I was gonna be more so like accepting to it. But once it got there, I was kind of iffy on it because one, I didn't know him. Two, I had high standards on how I wanted my mom to be treated. So once I felt like it wasn't going the way that I wanted it to go, I felt like I started resenting him in a way of.
Yeah, I can see that.
You're not being a man, and if I was in your shoes, I wouldn't do that. So I felt like I had high standards, and that could be because I was an only child. I'm my mom's only child; she only has one. So I felt like my standards for her mate was so much higher. So yeah, it's it comes with some responsibilities, and it comes with different, I wouldn't say like different situations you go through as being the only child and also being a man of a single mom. Like you just, when someone comes into her life, you just expect them to treat them a certain way.
Right.
Yeah, gotcha. What about you, Essence?
No, not really. I never really tried to match make. So my mother, she never, because it was me and my sister in the house, if she did date, she never brought any of the men around us. I think I've only met 2 or 3 of her boyfriends in my whole entire life. So when I was younger, I wanted a stepfather or another father because my friends, they had stepfathers or fathers in the house and I didn't. But then when I got older, I remember being in high school, like a junior or senior in high school, and I was like, well, look, at this point, whoever you marry, I'm not going to call him dad. So if he wants to buy me a car and send me to college, he can buy my love at this point because I'm almost grown. But, and now that I'm older, I do wish that she would find someone because she has, to my knowledge, the last person she dated was well over 16-ish years ago. And I know she's lonely, but I don't trust, like Dev said, I don't really trust any man either. Like I feel like they wouldn't be good enough for my mother, especially with her being single as long as she has. If she's going to give anyone at this point the time of day, they need to be something.
You bring something to the
They
table.
come with something.
Yeah.
Especially with me and my sister. Like I'm
Yeah.
31, my sister's 24.
Yeah.
We know what we want in a man as
Right.
well, so we know what we want as a man for our mother.
Yeah.
Where like you can go if you're not gonna come, you can go.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
My mother was always in survival mode. And that's what a lot of single mothers are. They constantly in survival mode. So I wanted to feel more love from my mother because she was constantly, my mother was working like 4 jobs at one time, right? Now how can a person do that in one day? Work 4 jobs. And I think I wanted her for myself so much that I resented that another man would come in. Like, how you gonna take my space? When I need to be loved, when I need to have her time, how you gonna come in and take my space? So I resented it. Now she did date, and of course she's now married to my stepdad. But there were times like, nope, I need, because every time I get around her, it's like I'm tired from working so much. And I, as a daughter, wanted that part with her. And so when a man came in, I was like, well, I ain't even had no time with you, And so so it really is different. It really is different. And my grandfather, I thank the Lord for him. He played the role of the man in my life, and of course, my Uncle Ray, and they were the men that I saw, and of course my Uncle Buck that has gone on to be with the Lord. But there were men figures, and then when I came to Mount Pleasant, Bishop, to me, that was, of course, my husband, you know. But then Bishop came, you know, when he came, it was like, okay, here's a spiritual person that I can see that's walking, and how he walked with his family and his children, that I was able to see that as well. So it really is a difference, and it is some, and you know, for the I'm going to speak to the, you know, because I always want to feel like I have a place for the children, you know, because I've been that child. I want to speak to the single moms right now. When your children are crying out or they're acting out for more attention, there's always something behind that. So take the time and ask them what it is.
I wish we had the other perspective. I know we're doing most single mom stuff. It'd be nice if we had like a single dad.
Oh,
Because that's the other perspective of it. Because there are a lot of single dads out there as well. So
that's true.
Can't leave the single dads out.
Yeah, that's so true. And of course, it's Deb, which I don't see. They often say that being a single mom, the boys end up being a little soft and you know, you know, stuff like that. And I don't think that's true.
Nah.
Because my brother definitely ain't soft.
I don't think that's true.
Ain't no-
You know.
I had a tough mom. Like, she wasn't going for that. Like,
Yeah, I wouldn't say they are soft, but I feel like they may know how to now. They can still, empathize with the woman, and they may like see
Yeah,
the
they
whole
do.
More in touch with their emotions than
From their mom. I understand that.
Yeah.
with me growing up with a single mom, I also had like uncles and grandfather, cousins that I could relate to that were men. And I would say my grandfather, which is my grandmother's late husband, was like a father figure to me. Like always under the wing, we would go out, go to games, talk, just, you know, talk about being a man, how you're supposed to treat a woman, just, so he was that father figure to me. So I definitely had someone that was in my corner. Just, you know, he ended up passing away, so around when I was 17, so going through that time, I felt like he was definitely pivotal in my, you know, growing up.
That was good, but let's hear from the children that actually had two parents in the household. What is your, what is your perspective on a male figure, which is your father? Let's talk about that first. How do you view your father?
First. I was looking up to you as the eldest. I was looking for you to go first.
Okay. So, as far as, well, first, I just want to say kudos to Essence and Devin for being the great people that you are and being raised in a single parent household, because I do know both of you guys personally, and you guys are very accomplished, you're very successful, you're great people, so because we also want to make sure that we know that just because someone was raised in a single parent household doesn't mean that their outcome has to be a sad, negative story.
Right.
So, you know, the single parents do a great job with what they have and raising the children that they have. So, so I wanted to say that first. And then as far as my experience being the oldest of a two-parent household, when I was younger, I don't think I really realized how blessed I was just being a younger child with two parents. Really, when we got to the age of probably maybe college, and I would say high school, college, and we started seeing, you know, people who only had a single parent, or, you know, it was just a mom by herself, you know, doing stuff like that. We started really seeing like, okay, we are blessed. You know, we have both of our parents, and especially in this adult age, we are super blessed just being able to experience two parents with school, family vacation. So I think that honestly, and it shouldn't probably be this way, but I think a lot of people take it for granted when they do have two parents in the household, and it's unfortunate because people, you know, it's not until it's a separation or, you know, a loss or something where people start really, you know, feeling it. But I think as a child being raised in a two-parent household, I think it is something that we should be, you know, blessed about. And let me say this, a two-parent healthy household, because there are two-parent households where there may be some unhealthy things going on, you know, abuse, you know, sexual molestation. It's a lot of stuff out here in the issue. So let me just be clear, we were raised in a 2-parent healthy household where we see our parents loving on each other, you know, working. So it built the work ethic in us, showing us prayer, how important prayer is, going through things as a family. So I think the 2-parent household really had a positive impact on us when it came to knowing how to navigate life.
Yeah.
You know, prayer is important. We seen our parents go through things, and the first thing they did was pray. So that taught us that when we're going through things,
Right.
pray. So.
Yeah, and just to kind of piggyback up on what she said, like, definitely very blessed. Like, we were very, very blessed individuals. It definitely helped mold and navigate on how I now want my own household to be. You know, like I definitely want that 2-parent household. I want to go and navigate through the same things that my parents did. Like, they did it very well. So, and like she said, not to, you know, definitely kudos to y'all too. Like, I gotta send y'all, give y'all flowers too, because I can only imagine if I did not have my 2 parents, what life would be, and I don't think it would be as blessed as it is now. But definitely giving y'all flowers, because y'all did that.
And I just think, as far as the 2-parent household, like I said, my parents basically were the example for what I wanted. So it was just like, before I could remember, like 5th grade, I'm talking about I want to be married just like my parents. You know, I want to have kids by the time I was 20 and 21. I wanted 4 kids. I wanted this and that. So I mean,
4.
I did say 4. I did at first. I did, but it's just
You almost
plans
there,
change. Plans change. Look, so basically, you know, I had a mixed bag of friends. You know, I had the single parent friends. I had the married, you know, both parents in the household, you know, friends, and you know, you could definitely see the difference in how they reacted to certain situations. Sometimes, as young men without that father in the household, they're hyper aggressive, where you know, the slightest thing set them off just because they're trying to prove a point. You know, and then you know, you can see the ones that, you know, only had a dad in their life, where they kind of treated women any other way just because you know, my dad has girlfriends. He does this and that, so they kind of move in the same way as their dad does. Or if their dad's really, you know, kind, you know, they do the same thing. So I think, you know, with the 2-parent household, you know, you just pick up the best of both. You know what I mean? You can pick up your father's characteristics, your mother's characteristics. I can be empathetic, I can be strong, you know. So I pick up both of those things without lacking in certain ways. But that's not always the case. You know, you do have those unhealthy, you know, households where, you know, that abuse and everything is there, and those kids just wish their parents were separated. You know, so you have those cases too. So, you know, I've seen it all. So it's just, I'm just blessed to have the situations that I have, and have my parents, you know, show me how I should be in the first place.
And when you say that, not to cut you off, Mama Sam, when you said that the unhealthy relationships, because I remember growing up and, you know, being in high school, and I used to look at, like, so I played basketball, and I would look at, like, my teammates, their parents, and I would be like, hey, you know, like, both their parents coming to the games. I wish my mom would come to the game, but she was working. But then I would also see the other side of it and see that, yeah, they might have had both parents, but both of those parents were not happy. Like, they had some issues, and some of them ended up getting divorced. And you start to really see, like, okay, I don't have a 2-parent household, but I'm also blessed as well, because God blessed me with a mom that was so loving and protective, and just always putting inside of me of, you are enough. You are blessed, and you can do whatever you want to put your mind to.
So let's go to fam talk.
Hello, Ferguson family. Thank you so much for inviting me to be a guest on the Fam Talk segment of My Family Got Next. I'm super excited to share a little bit about my journey, and I pray that I can inspire someone who is journeying through some of the same things I have. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Brittany Vinay. I am a mom, 9-to-5er, entrepreneur, professional unicorn, as I call myself. I am the owner of B-Roll Creative Studio, a brand and website design company. And my story starts, in short, pre-pandemic. I'm married, starting a family with my husband. I was a stay-at-home mom at the time, also in school, earning my master's degree, and just doing life. And in that time, I found myself losing a bit of my identity. Even though I was, in school, to earn my master's degree, I'm like, something is just really off. And I felt like I needed more. I needed something. And to be honest, I was very scared of growing stale in the job market. So I was a little bit desperate to do something, to make my own money, to have some type of title outside of mom. And I started diving into entrepreneurship. I started extreme couponing in the very beginning, selling bundles from my stockpile, and I made baskets. And then I was like, wait, you can do something else, something bigger, really tap into your skills and administrative skills. That's, one of my greatest assets. And so I came into virtual assistants, started a company, and it blossomed. But I found myself in a short amount of time transitioning from a stay-at-home mom to a single mom. Here we are during a pandemic, and I'm going through a divorce. Literally, moved back home with my parents, with my babies, started life over. And so during that time, I had my babies, I had therapy, self-help books, and my business, and God. And I just journeyed through the best way I could. But one thing that I never did, I never stopped. I always kept going during that time. I never thought, getting married, that we would get divorced. I never thought having babies, that I'd be a single mom. But you know what? Here we are. So I had two choices. You are going to either, fall and stay down, or you're going to get up and you're going to make something of this. You're going to build a big, beautiful life by yourself. And so that is exactly what I did. And so during that time, and to even now, up until now, I'm strong in my faith. I do work a lot to be able to maintain a comfortable lifestyle for the kids and for me. And so even though I'm still a 9-to-5er, well, I'm a 9-to-5er now, but building a business is a huge part of my life, and building a brand it's something that I absolutely love, because I love the brand that I've built. I love to be able to help others build their brands. And I've had to learn the art of balance. I've had to learn the art of no, which is, sometimes difficult to do, but it's very necessary. I've learned the art of fun and YOLO. So now I have this great appreciation for life. And I want the kids to experience as much as they can. And so it's important for me, to provide a lifestyle where they have the opportunities to do the things that they want to do. But I will say that it is the grace of God that every day I'm able to get up and do all the things that I have to do. So the mommying, the working the 9-to-5, the building the brand, every single day, staying at it. And just like I did during that divorce is what I do now. I stay consistent. I don't stop. I keep going. And that is one of the most valuable lessons that I've learned and that I share with others, is that no matter what the circumstances are, no matter what you are going through, keep going. And yeah, that is, just a small piece of my journey. But thank you for listening. Thank you for having me. I look forward to diving more into it. And if anyone wants to connect with me, learn more about me, please feel free to visit me in the digital atmosphere at BrittanyVinay.com or on socials at the Brittany Vinay. Again, thank you so much, Ferguson family, for having me on the Fam Talk segment.
Are you looking to elevate your brand into a business? Are you ready to use your voice of truth? Elevation Global Media Group is your one-stop shop for all things media. Elevation Global Media Group has you covered. They offer podcast production, graphic design for logos and websites, branding, marketing, and so much more. Head on over to elevationglobalmediagroup.com for more info or call 443-307-1241. That's 443-307-1241.
Our mission is to be one of the world's leading top producers and resources of real estate and our community.
While using our group to differentiate its substance, services, and exceptional consumer experience.
Our vision is to have a positive impact on everyone's life that we connect with.
To be a light in the world that will help build and unite people through real estate while building a strong team of professionals who are living and working in their purpose with passion.
All while creating generational wealth.
Welcome back. What an amazing conversation we've had. What an amazing show. Thank you guys for being transparent and honest about where you have been with both parents and as a single parent. So thank you for tuning in. And we're going to close out now in prayer.
Lord, thank you for today. Thank you for everyone that is tuned in into the show. I pray that everyone is feeling empowered, motivated, whether they're coming from a single parent household or a two-parent household, that they would just feel encouraged to continue to go and grow. In Jesus' name, amen.